You're listening to Live at WREK on WREK Atlanta. Up next, tonight we have for you Young Sirens.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. We're Young Sirens. Thanks.
Is my blood still
song called Breaking Even. And as you can probably tell, we are in the store for a night of smooth listening, very calming, very relaxing. I'm going to quickly tune, and then we're going to play a song called Hesitation. And it's mainly about when you're like, hey, I love you. And they're like, oh, man, that's real cool. Thanks. Haha. Yeah. So let me just adjust this real quick. I hope you guys like it. Whoa. next song, surprise, surprise, is going to be real angry. It's going to be so mad. And we hope that if you're listening to this tonight, that we don't keep you up late with how energetic you're about to get. This song is called Taking Chances. Thanks, guys. That was a song called Taking Chances. And I'm going to quickly tune and make sure that that's all right. And, prove that I am as awkward with no one in the room as I am with a ton of people in the room. It's so great. I love silence. Okay, again, easy listening. Real nice. This song is called Skin. It's going to be a little jazzier, I think. I don't know. Is it, guys? Bandmates? They're shaking their head yes, so I guess that means yes. Okay, so I'm ready when you are. Eyes wide open. for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to this. We've enjoyed playing it. It's been real fun. I found that like the most southern thing that I do is say real all the time. I just say it's real cool. And it's like the most consistent southern thing that I do. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but it makes up for a dead silence while I tune. So it's okay, right? This is about a Republican that dumped me. Okay, you guys ready? Insecurity. Just hold me. remember when you left. You looked me straight in the eyes, told me I was sad, that you didn't want to dirty your hands away. And yeah, I looked at you differently. I couldn't see what was you, what was there, what was them. You turned yourself to the stage as I broke down. Oh, I broke down. I was lost instead, reaching out for you. You turned yourself away from me. But I forgive you. Oh yeah, I understand. I don't blame you. I would leave me too. I would leave Sirens. Good. Okay. Good job, y'all. That sounded great.
You're tuned into WREK Atlanta, 91.1 FM. You just heard Young Sirens play live on air, but now they're in the studio. Hi, guys. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Hava. I'm the guitarist and singer.
I'm Malika. I play cello.
My name is Zoe. I'm the drummer.
Cool. And Jenny, do you have a question you want to start with?
I guess I would just like to start with maybe if you could talk about maybe the bands that you are, like other projects you're involved with, like connected to.
Okay, so I'm actually in 4 bands total, and Zoe is in one of those bands with me. So Zoe and I are in another punk band together called Bitter, and it's like super punk rock, riot girl, fun stuff. I'm also in a band called Loner, which is it's like a 6-piece jazz improv fun group, and then I'm in a band called New York Wilder, which is kind of like indie, and we're kind of headed in like a synth pop route, which I'm super pumped about. So
Cool.
Great. Okay. And then I also was like, I had this one question for Zoe specifically. So the Used is playing at Masquerade, and I was driving by Masquerade to come here to the station tonight, and definitely got some nostalgia going on. I was just wondering, as a drummer, I mean, how do you think you bring, not necessarily just the Used, but like, you know, like anything starting from that era in between to this specific band, or if you want to go ahead and answer to like just your style in general?
Well, you know, the Used. I hope Bert McCracken is listening right now, but you know, the Used I grew up listening to, and they definitely, I mean, every band that I listened to growing up has influenced my drumming so far, at least in some way. The Used has had a few drummers, but they definitely got me interested in drums. They have this one song called Blue and Yellow that like made me want to start playing drums. So it's really funny that you asked me that, because that song in particular made me want to start playing drums. So when I was like 9, I had the interest, and that's when I started playing like in the concert band in middle school. So
9 years old,
or in like elementary school. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't have my first set until like high school, but
yeah, fun fact, Zoe's only been playing like a full kit for like 9 months now, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Like no one
and you had to replace a snare anyway, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so Zoe's very impressive. We love Zoe.
I love y'all too. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so much love.
No, that's great. I'm really glad to hear that. I would definitely, because we're gonna have Loner on. We're gonna have Loner on live at WREK.
And Bitter.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of why I opened with that, just because honestly, it's just like a completely, you know, it's just a complete plug at this point.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I knew about Bitter, but I didn't know about Loner. I guess. Josh
Yeah. Whoops.
When is that? We'll find out later.
I booked Josh for like the second week of October.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. He said that that there's going to be a little bit of a break. Yeah. Is this news to you?
I just kind of like, I show up to practice, and like, I absolutely love all the bands I'm in, but like right now, like I'm in so many, and balancing like, so there's 3 people in Young Sirens, myself included, and then there's 6 people in Loner, and then there's another like 4 people in New York Wilder, and then I guess technically 3 people, like with Zoe's schedule and stuff. So like balancing everyone's schedule is like super difficult.
It's like 16 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I have to balance all their schedules, which is fun and fine, and I'm not complaining at all. It's just a great time management, like brain teaser game thing.
It's just hard to remember.
Yeah, I probably put it in my calendar.
Yeah.
Hava's never in the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Malika and I are roommates in school, so we take study breaks and go in the stairwell.
I like it. How do you guys incorporate the cello into like the writing process? I know like the cello came after, but how do you write the parts for that?
Well, a lot of Young Sirens songs started out with a bass part that was kind of configured, but Hava and I worked together to kind of get a cello part that not only highlighted the bass notes but really utilized the acoustic sound of the cello, and it really just made the entire sound feel fuller and deeper. And the way that Hava writes songs is absolutely perfect for having like a deep wooden string instrument just like singing in the middle. So
Yeah, like the way we started practicing, the way we figured out that like Malika should be in the band, like for sure, is I was like, hey, you wanna like, you're a musician, let's jam, like let's figure out like
every damn day.
Yeah, and then like finally we did it in the stairwell, and like it was great. And then we like started writing parts, and then I was like, I didn't realize that. I guess like everything sounds better with a cello.
You're not wrong.
So like I shouldn't be surprised that like the band sound just is so good with the cello, and it's almost like it was always there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's not like it like really integrates really well. I mean, I've heard you guys like before with the bassist and like now with the cello, and it's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one thing we usually ask, it's like probably my favorite question, is about like how you've like done something specific that really like caused like some musical epiphany or like somehow changed your sound that really was effective. And I think that that's a really good follow-up, because I think the cello is definitely part of that. But then also, do we want to talk about the way that like the tempo?
Oh, yeah. So, I guess I'll start out with the tempo thing, and then I'll
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
talk
say as
about,
much
like-
as you want.
Yeah, so I'm great at talking. I've proven myself to not be awkward ever. But I tend to rate, what is it, like 12/8?
12/8?
Yeah, I rate like all of my songs 12/8, so I just count 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then every time that there's a stop. Fun fact: if you go back and listen to these tracks, if you hear like a pause or whatever, like the count will always be 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. And that is the pause every time. Like I look at like Zoe would like improv stops and just like know exactly where to hit it, just because that. But in regards to like the question about like what epiphany I had, so I had this music mentor in Memphis called Rob Junkless. He's great, and he like was on MTV in the 80s and like was all this prog rock stuff. And he actually has an identical setup where it's a drums, cello, and him on guitar, and I like have always wanted that like setup, and I just thought it was really cool, and I've seen him perform live and it was amazing. But he never plays in standard tuning ever. He always plays in broken tunings, and like he makes up his own tunings. And then I was like, what, guitar can be in like other tunings than standards? And then I just started writing. So it's almost like for Loner, I have to play in standard, and that's the only band that I like will play in standard for. But like every other band, I'm like, no, it's like my tuning. Like I got to figure it out. I was changing tuning a lot during the set, but that was probably like the biggest epiphany I had about guitar, is that you could actually make it like 3 times more versatile if you can just like change the tuning of the strings, which I should have figured out sooner, but oh well, I figured it out.
For me, as far as cello goes, I think understanding, again, the versatility of the instrument is really important, and being able to play with Hava in a setting that I haven't usually played a cello in. All my life I've played cello in a classical setting or in chamber music, and being able to take all of that knowledge and all of that repertoire, which I love playing, I still do, and really just turning it into something deeper and different that collaborates a lot of different genres all together is wonderful, and definitely something that's made me grow as a musician. So,
Definitely.
I think my my big musical epiphany on drums came from actually meeting Hava and playing with Hava.
Yeah, you should tell that story of like the first day that we like met, like jammed together, like did music stuff together. You're just like, what is going on?
Oh my
like,
god!
the
Because
whole time.
I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of punk music, which is 3 chords, 4/4 time, very straightforward. And that's kind of how I learned to play drums as well. And when I started playing with Hava, it was just a complete tornado of tempo changes and different time signatures and you know, all this different stuff. That was a massive challenge to me to learn how to, like, even just begin playing with her and how to keep up with her.
Like, just be comfortable?
Yeah, just be comfortable.
Yeah, I understand.
Now that we've been playing together for a while, it's a lot easier. I've kind of learned to read her, read her a little better. But yeah, it's definitely advanced my playing a lot and helped me just grow as a musician. So definitely add a lot of versatility.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Just in general,
right.
Like y'all have just, I don't know. I just like think not just like grown like up as a musician, but like more like you've like grown out, like branched out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really great that y'all have all come together. And y'all have all come together as wonderful women, right?
Yeah.
Were we going to talk about that?
Yeah. So, I'm from Memphis originally, and I swear there is like less than 5 other female musicians that were like in the scene or whatever you want to call it in Memphis. And I remember like the first house show I ever went to. I actually got to see Julian Baker play with her band, Forrester, and I was like freaking out, and I was like, what? A girl can be like a front woman? A girl can play guitar? What is this? And I had like been playing guitar, like I had always wanted to play guitar, but I was like so freaked out in such a positive way that I was like, no, I have to be in band. So I started out in this punk band. It was an awful punk band, but like it was still a punk band. So like I think like the more awful it is, like the more punk it is. So like whatever, it's rock and roll, right? Or never mind. I was gonna make a horrible joke. I'm not gonna do it. And and I like growing up, I like Julian was the front woman for Forrester, and like I had like everyone who I tried to play music with was like, you know, really. They were very sexist, and I remember like guys would literally tell me like I would just like, in my opinion, like nail a solo or like just nail whatever, have really complex chords and like making sure, and then some guy would plug like Hallelujah, like, and then like they were like, oh no, he's like the greatest guitar player ever, and I'm like, no, he literally doesn't know anything, like he doesn't know anything, like it's cool that he plays guitar, but like that was how it was growing up, and I didn't find that supportive scene. But in Atlanta, I feel like I've lived here for going on 4 years now, and it seemed like the Atlanta music scene, at least the one that I'm more involved with, has been like super friendly towards queer people, and it's getting better. It's like still not great, and it's still, but like I'm used to being the only woman at a show, and to go to a show and then have like all of the bands have at least one woman, or like even just, or a non-binary person, or just someone that's not like a cis dude, is really cool. And like the fact that I can have those shows and it not just be labeled ladies night, because the fact that we have to have ladies night to like showcase women in music is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm not even going to go on my like feminist rant about it, but yeah, that's been my experience with it. And like I've kind of watched Atlanta like become more inclusive, and it still needs to be more inclusive than it is now, but it's definitely better. It's better than Memphis, like by far, but most things are. So.
Yeah, I mean, so Atlanta is known as being like probably like the southeast social hub of I guess like kind of like a safe haven for like socially non-conformative people. I think what's interesting is the intersection between that and the music scene, because it seems like it's a little bit lagging. So you see people like accepting of a lot of like queer people, gay people. You know, you see people accepting of a lot of different political ideologies within Atlanta, but still within the music scene, it's hard to see that.
Yeah,
it just seems like it's like probably like maybe 5-8 years behind.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I go to Agnes Scott College, which
is like
of women.
It's some of the best women in Atlanta, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, like I'm snapping. I don't know if you
Snaps
can hear
for
it.
Agnes.
But yeah, I was surrounded by that, and that was the first time that I had been like, you know, in an environment that was so positive, and I like noticed that in the music scene it was still like a bunch of white dudes just like
jamming.
Yeah, just like jam bands, and then they would play like 4 chords and people would be like, oh, this is amazing, and I'm like, I don't understand any of this
And it's
at all.
basically just like some like dumb remix of like some like like Led Zeppelin mixed
my
with
God,
like
yeah.
you know like some like 60s 70s rock that was actually pretty good, but then they just like butchered it.
Yeah, or like it's been played for like decades, and there's like a reason
Sure.
that the decade ended.
I just want to say you are tuned into WREK Atlanta. We're about to finish up, I think, but where can we guys check you guys out online and stuff like that?
Okay, so we've got a Facebook page and the SoundCloud, and yeah, that's about it. But we're going to be working on doing an EP pretty soon, and like getting some recordings out. So we're basically like a work in progress right now.
Cool. Any shows upcoming or anything like that?
I'd have to check my calendar, and I don't know if we have time for that. But you should, or our Facebook page always, like, we're pretty up to date on that. So our Facebook page has all of our information, all our upcoming shows.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Tune in next week for, I think it's Will Hollifield. I just totally forgot. I'm sorry. But check our calendar on www.wrek.org/live. Tune in next week.